Thanks, Chair. Taoiseach, I want to read a sentence from the programme for government. It says, "The ambition of this government is to provide each citizen with accessible and affordable healthcare, housing, education, childcare and disability services." That is an ambition that is not being met. The state is failing fundamentally in meeting the rights of very many people in this state, but in particular in the rights of children with additional needs. I want to raise a particular case with you which illustrates the point. Rocco is 4 years old. He is in junior infants. He likes going to school, but he's currently only able to go to school 9 or 10 hours a week because he doesn't have an SNA allocated to him. Rocco is suspected of having ADHD and/or ASD, but there is no official diagnosis. He's on a long waiting list for an assessment of needs. The principal in his school applied for a minimum of 4 SNAs, and they got 1. Rocco needs a full-time SNA all by himself, but the school got 1 for the entire school, and the result is the school says to him, look, we'd love to obviously have you in school full-time, but we can't possibly provide for your needs, therefore you can only go to school 9 or 10 hours a week. His right to an education is being denied. Similarly, the school went to try and get a psychological assessment for him through NEPS, and then the school was told, oh, we don't actually have a psychologist allocated for your particular local area, so we're not able to get it. It's absolutely scandalous that a 4-year-old boy in this country is being failed in such a way by the state, and what is the government going to do about it?
An individual case of Rocco was raised by Deputy Murphy. Again, very sorry to hear about that case, but not something I can comment on without knowing all the details. But certainly if you want to pass that on with permission from his family to make representations on his behalf, I'd be happy to do that. Just in relation to the EU-Israel Association Agreement and the Human Rights Clause, the EU-Israel Association Council is an important forum for raising all matters of mutual interest. This includes areas where the EU and Israel disagree. At the Association Council in October of last year, the EU clearly restated its position that all agreements between the State of Israel and the EU must unequivocally and explicitly indicate their inapplicability to the territories occupied by Israel in 1967. And we've been consistently vocal in ensuring the application of this policy across all sectors of cooperation. Association Councils provide a platform for the EU to deliver, where necessary, clear collective messages on issues of concern, including with regard to human rights and international law. In relation to trade, as deputies will be aware, trade is an EU competence and we can't take unilateral actions in relation to trade or trade sanctions. And as I said before, sanctions only work when they're done on a multilateral basis. The whole point of sanctions is that they should do more harm to the country being sanctioned than the one that's imposing the sanctions.